Muted microphone.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's all of us or just you, my love.
Oh no.
Okay,
Oh,
people can definitely hear Rachel.
Just Kelly.
So yeah, just Kelly.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
What's up?
Hey.
Happy Wednesday, fam.
Yeah.
I
love the energy in the room right now.
All right, I'm back.
Honestly, the energy's a little
There, how to stop.
Listen,
It's a little out there now.
it's part one of the last two episodes. If there wasn't a technical mistake,
It wouldn't be this
wouldn't
show
be-
if there wasn't. You know, this is just like it's the vibe.
Good evening, vampires, werewolves, and all other nocturnal beings. Welcome to Tiddies by Night, a Vampire the Masquerade actual play, run entirely by creatures of marginalized genders and presented by Tabletop Tiddies. My name is Kelly. My pronouns are they, them, and I will be your storyteller for tonight. But before we get into the episode, we want to acknowledge the colonial history of Canada and how Canada has and continues to take from Indigenous people. The effects of colonization are still felt to this day, and we acknowledge that this episode is being recorded on the stolen lands of the Anishinaabe, Chippewa, Haudenosaunee, Wendat, Sequetmik, Apache, Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coast Salish, and Cheyenne First Nations. If you would like to know more about the effects of colonization and support some Indigenous charities and organizations, you can go to the resources page on our website at tabletoptitties.com/resources. We would also like to thank Paresh M for continuing to be our Patreon producer, helping us along this journey on these final two episodes of the season. Thank you so much. We love you. With me, I am joined by the now independent investigators of the occult and unusual.
I don't know what's going on, but I do know my name is Shar, my pronouns are she, they, and I play Octavia Miller, the Tremere, whose pronouns are she, her.
That was glorious.
Hey everyone, how you doing? My name is Rachel Theilade. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Evelyn Stormloft, the Nosferatu, whose pronouns are she, her, and she also has no fucking clue what's going on.
Hi, I'm Casper. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing Belgium Jerry, whose pronouns are fight me. He's a gang girl, and he never knows what's going on, but that's like not anything
He's
new.
too busy punching somebody's head off right now. It's fine.
Damn right.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emily Matchette. I use any pronouns. And I play Imogen White, the Salubri, whose pronouns are she, her, who has, I was going to say no intelligence. So she doesn't know what's going on ever.
to say the energy today. Hi, I'm Dare. Hi, I'm Dare. Pronouns she, they, they. Playing, as always, Leon Cavallo, the he, they, they, the Toreador you all adore, who will leave you wanting and needing more. I'm gonna go every fucking episode with this.
Can't wait for our finale.
Oh, so much.
It's gonna take him 5 minutes to get through all of it.
That's fine.
All of it on a shirt. All of it on a shirt.
Yes.
Write it
Oh my
out
God,
for
yes.
me, Leon, please.
Gotta write it out. It's going on the
Oh, we
merch
will.
shop.
I got you.
Wonderful. Is that everybody? Cool. We have a sponsor we would love to thank. Inspire to create a space you can be proud of at Inspire to Create Shop, a small Canadian business supporting and sourcing their materials from other small Canadian businesses. They have everything to make your space as cool and nerdy as possible. They have cheeky and funny decals to personalize your walls and cars, and dishwasher safe mugs sporting your favorite class for when you come out of a long rest. Roll for initiative with Inspire to Create's Dice Towers and get one for yourself using our code Tiddies by Night for a discount at Inspire. The number 2, Create Shop on Etsy.
We are also using Sirenscape to help make our streams more atmospheric. They are super fun to use, and we recommend you check them out at Sirenscape.com to include in your own games.
Do it. It's awesome. Guess what else is also awesome? Gimme the Loot, because Gimme the Loot is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast about 5 dysfunctional characters blundering through an increasingly dangerous series of encounters with varying levels of success. They also do awesome interviews with folks from the tabletop RPG community, and they have done some pretty cool PvP cage matches as well, which we would like to thank them profusely for inviting us to partake. If you were not aware, last weekend they had their Give Me the Belt 2022, and we may or may not have won again, so, no big deal. Yeah, but for reals, thank you all. Thank you, Give Me the Loot, for inviting us, and thank you to everyone who took part. It was a great cause, and it was a great event. Everybody had a good time. Definitely go and catch all of their other things as well, though. Go catch them on Twitch or via the podcast, and get all of their information at gmdlcast.com.
If you are joining us on Twitch right now, if you're new here, first of all, hi, hello, welcome. Also, we're only 6 followers away from 800, and I like round numbers.
Ooh.
So if you haven't yet, give us a follow. That's a great way to support the show that doesn't cost any money. Another great way to support the show, if you have Amazon Prime, is to use your 1 free Prime subscription on us. It takes a lot of work to run 2 shows, plus all the other stuff that we do, and we love to pay our people and our guests when they come on. So that's a great way to help support us. And plus, you get super cool emotes that you get to use whenever you want, not just in our chat, in other chats on Twitch. So do it.
Do it like I just did right now.
Whoa.
Yay!
Oh, boy. All right. Possible triggers for this episode: politics, gore, vampire stuff, and as always, if not always mentioned, bees. So if any of bees. So if any of those things are too much for you, feel free to step away. Come back when you feel like it. And if you do not feel like it, feel free to skip the episode entirely, because we do have a previously on that will be able to catch you up. Speaking of, previously on Tiddies by Night. The night had come for the Second Elysium with Dracula. The IOU had to decide if they would side with him to overthrow the Camarilla or eject him from the city and keep the status quo. They made some final preparations before leaving for the Palace Theater. Once there, they were met with an empty performance hall with only a meeting table on the stage. After an awkward moment alone, they were greeted by Dracula, who was equally perplexed. Rita arrived to assist Octavia, and the kindred waited. Slowly, the Primogen of the Camarilla entered the audience, claiming they were summoned by the prince himself. They were shortly followed by a massive crowd of kine, who in unison declared they were the prince of the city, as he is the city. Dracula and the prince exchanged banter, and the crowd claimed that the IOU were the clients of the prince, here to rid the city of another supernatural pest. Dracula postured that he wasn't even there, and that he was standing over the prince's grave, though he implied it was an empty threat. The coterie offered to retrieve Dracula's sword if he would promise to leave the city. Rita and Octavia left to get it from the chantry. Once the blade was acquired, Rita and Octavia were attacked by Valentina Giovanni, who wanted to present the sword to Dracula herself. She rested.
Rude.
It's okay. She's dead now.
Whoa, spoilers.
Sorry. It was just continue. Continue.
She wrested the blade
Where's the point?
from Octavia, but not before Octavia, with the help of her mother from the Shadow Realm, gleaned the blade's true purpose. On top of being a sword that draws the blood and soul from its victims, it was made to destroy a demon. Octavia allowed the blade to take some of her blood, and Valentina left her be, not wanting to harm her further. Evelyn's Raven saw the entire ordeal, and back at the theater, she informed the group what had happened. Jerry and Imogen rushed to find Valentina, following the swarming unkindness. The Ravens led them to Highgate Cemetery. There, Imogen saw the Giovanni clan descend on the kindred guarding the prince's grave. Leon protected her from their attacks, and Jerry protected her from their attacks, and they eventually found the real Dracula looming over an unassuming grave. Valentina presented the sword to him, and he stabbed the grave, killing the kindred prince as he slumbered. Leon witnessed as all the mortals in the theater slumped, and the facsimile of Dracula melted in front of them. He stood and attempted to convince the audience that it was merely a show and they should go home now. Rita helped Octavia out of the mud, and they both agreed to return to the IOU office to discuss what had happened. Finally, Jerry rushed Valentina with all his powers activated and punched her so hard she exploded, spraying the smiling Dracula in blood and viscera. Ooh. Well, that was great. See y'all. See y'all next season.
Yeah.
Bye.
That's it. Thank you for watching Tabletop Tiddies.
Back at the Palace Theater, we find Leon standing on the stage next to the melted body of someone, the meeting table still present, and the audience of Kine just still coming to. Sidney Jones stands near the front, still clapping vigorously, while confusion fills the room. Excellent show! Quite possibly the best that the theater has put on. I love it. What are you doing, Leon?
How many people are still present?
Nobody's left, so the theater's still pretty much full. The Kine are dazed and only just coming to realize where they are and what is happening.
I think I'm going to check Dracula's spot, see if there's anything left behind from the facsimile.
All right. As you walk over, Sydney is just still clapping and cheering and
Ignoring Sydney.
the audience
I
is
don't think I've ever met Sydney.
Nope. No, wait, you did. I think once.
Yes, I did. I did. I'm just ignoring
just
Sydney.
to
I'm ignoring
prevent her.
Sydney because I met Sydney.
There you go.
That's an accurate.
The puddle where Dracula was before is a mix of just melted flesh and disjointed bone. You can see what appears to be scratch marks on the bone itself, as if they had been shaped and melded to resemble Dracula's form himself. There is a cloak and clothes in the puddle, but otherwise it's just a melted and definitely dead person.
I am going to whisper in your ear because I am in close cloak of shadows. I am going to go off stage and come back on as a stagehand. Let me clean this up.
Of course, no. I'm just gonna kind of vamp for.
That's the word we need right now. I don't any of these mortals know what the hell just happened, so we might want to distract and get them to...
I don't think they've really woken from their stupor, so...
Yes, I'm going to remove the puddle of flesh and bone before they realize it's actual flesh and bone.
Of course.
I'm gonna go off stage and then cast Mask of Many Faces and come back on as just a generic fucking theater worker in all black with a mop or something, and just start working. And while I'm doing that, I'll let Leon do their thing, but in a moment I would like to inspect the body as well, just to see if I can see anything else.
Just on stage comes this generic looking stagehand and starts mopping around the body. You also see one of the Primogen, the Bruja, the sort of pig-faced looking person, sort of stands up now and says, "Wait, was this all just fake then? Did you just bring us here to, mess with us?"
I'm gonna look to see.
Hmm.
Can I
The Bruja one, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I would love if This is a fun, interactive part of the show. I point to all the primogens. I would love for all of you to stay behind, just because I have one final bit of this performance, strictly for your eyes only. For everyone else, I recommend please making your way outside of the theater. I hope you enjoyed tonight's event.
They sort of like look around at the other kindred who seemed, you see varying reactions of confused, upset, and a couple like genuinely terrified. That you can tell that some of them know what just happened. And Hildegard, who is the Bruja, says, "All right, yeah. Oh, what a what a glorious performance this was. I'm so excited that we were selected as valued guests to participate in the after show. Yeah, whatever." And you see a few of the kind just get up and says, "What? I don't know where. I've never been. Where are we?"
We're at the Palace Theater, right?
Yeah.
You're at the Palace Theater, my friends. You must have been so lost in this performance that you just happened to forget, I guess, why you came here in the first place. But this was a moving performance about sort of life and death. And I hope you enjoyed your show. But I recommend you all make your way out of here. I would like to remind you that I am using Irresistible Voice, which is just free dominate on every fucking time.
Get it.
Get out.
Nice.
Don't gotta go home.
Oh, if you say
Can't stay
so.
here.
Yeah, I'm using 9th level Gaslight.
Listen, we know the game we're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ninth level gaslight.
I mean,
So
in all
good.
honesty, it's either don't do this and all of the kindred in the room have to kill all of the kind because of what they've seen,
This
or
is the
do it.
kindness I'm giving them.
Yeah.
Leave.
It takes a bit, and as you speak, you can sort of see like this like spark of recognition begin to like pick up, as Sydney has not once stopped clapping at the exact same tempo since Dracula melted.
Jesus Christ.
And the kind start clapping as well, as a few confused people are like, yeah. And you can see people in like nightgowns. You see people that like clearly aren't dressed for the theater. You see a few people that are like were maybe at a different party when they arrived here. Just begin to like clap as well, and the entire audience just begins to clap for a performance that you have now convinced them that they saw. Meanwhile, Evelyn, looking through this pile, as I said, it looks just like it was a person at some point, and being as old as you are, you know that Dracula did some Samichi shit to make this human being look like him.
These were not his clothes, right? If I go through the clothes, there's not going to be anything of importance in there because this wasn't the man.
I mean, it was at some point his clothes, but he probably brought it back up.
Yeah.
And
He was naked in the
naked out on the
graveyard.
yeah.
That's why they call him Big D.
No!
I couldn't help it.
Bonk!
40 jail.
Yeah, like searching.
Subscribe to Tabletop Tiddies so we can get that bonk go to horny jail email, please.
Do it.
Searching through the clothes, yeah, there's nothing in them. They're clean, other than the now human gunk that's on them. You also, I would say, know enough about the various kindred to know that Zamichi, when doing modifications like this, generally make it permanent, and that Dracula made a conscious effort to melt this person as a show just to be extra. This person could have lived their life looking like Count Dracula, but instead Dracula did something to be like, I'm gonna melt a man in front of you.
Extra.
I appreciate the effort made, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
I will just try my best to get in front of the body and be between the audience of non-vampiric audience members while they are trying to leave. Hopefully they are leaving. And the grossness of dead body.
Give me a
So that...
charisma and performance, just for fun. I want to see how good of a stagehand.
Kelly! Come on now.
Listen, we're in the last
Okay.
2 episodes. I'll make you roll some stuff that you're not good at.
Charisma and performance, you say?
Brutal.
Can I rouse
If you
the
want
blood?
to, if you want to, yes.
I feel like in this moment, it would make sense for Evelyn to be like, fuck, this is really bad.
Gotta put on a show.
Okay, so we're at 4 hunger.
Jesus.
We gonna go eat somebody after this. It's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey, is it fine?
Hey, it's fine.
It's fine.
Hey, look at us. Hey.
So that's 3 out of 4 dice.
All right. You make a passable stagehand, and the fact that Leon has distracted the audience so much, even though it's weird for the stagehand to come on at this moment.
Like, the show's over. Get the fuck
There's
out.
no transition or anything to a new scene. You just
Yeah.
came. It all looks all right. Like, you know, Leon, you see what looks like a stagehand.
For flavor, it's the same guy from the bars that I've been at.
This guy just exists now.
Just use the name.
Yeah.
Evelyn's alter ego.
Yeah.
And after a while, the audience just sort of
Evan?
stops clapping and leaves. And Leon, you are left in the Palace Theater as they slowly filter out, with just a clump of kindred sitting near the front, looking varying degrees of perplexed, and Sydney hasn't ceased clapping.
As soon as the people are gone, I immediately drop Mask of a Thousand Faces. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yet another performance of masterful illusion. What did happen?
Thank you.
Was that the real Dracula that just died? The prince? No. All right.
I sit down on like the edge of the stage, kind of like creator giving Q&A. First off, thank you all for not turning that into a bloodbath. Would have been disgusting. Follow up. It seems like there has been something horrible that's happened regarding the prince. If I had to make a rough estimate, considering that wasn't the actual Dracula, could you confirm that, Evelyn?
Yes, this is definitely not Dracula.
And
He does things with flesh. This shouldn't be a surprise to any of you.
Hildegard, who's like still not sure how to react to this. You see Sky Vasquez, who is the keeper of Elysium. They look the most horrified. They were the most aware of the situation going into this, and the fact that all of the kind just stopped talking in unison. She's aware of what happened. Hildegard is like, seems more just like put off by the whole thing, and sort of stands as their de facto face. You're telling me that the prince for one night puts you lot in charge, and a centuries old kindred is killed under your watch.
Well, he didn't put us in charge, actually. He used us as bait for this prey, and his plan failed. So perhaps we should be in charge. We'd probably do a better job.
Well, how'd the prince die, I might ask?
Well, we weren't there.
Mm-hmm. But your performance implied that you went and got the sword or something.
Were my ravens at the graveyard?
Yeah. I would say
Hold
that
on,
Evelyn is aware of everything that has happened
Okay,
tonight.
I'm like, hold on, let me check.
Gotta
Okay, yes, he
dissociate
was
for a second.
stabbed. That's what happened. He was stabbed.
All right. Well, that puts that into perspective then. And Leon, you see Shalone, who has who was in the Permission group, just sort of like sitting there watching the two of you react. And she sort of like pipes up and says, "Did you know this would happen?"
Not at all. We have been out of the loop. I didn't know any of you were appearing. We were given next to nothing from every potential source of information.
So then, there is a vacuum now. One that you weren't anticipating to fill.
Obviously not.
Well, since apparently Evelyn is no more, according to the prince himself, I see no reason to not allow the Ventru to claim their rightful seat as the new prince. If anybody objects to me claiming the spot, please speak now. At which point everybody speaks up
Yeah.
at the same time. And you begin to see them arguing in front of you as Sydney is still just standing there clapping at you. What are y'all doing?
What? I think I speak up.
I think I'll chemistry like a really loud like silence so that they all shut up and let Leon talk.
While I understand the immediacy of trying to figure out who is in charge of what, maybe we take a day to refer back to all of our homes and everyone we are privy to and make sure they understand the gravity of the situation at hand first. From there, we can figure out who's in charge of what and maybe set some sort of, well, another one of these, as long as nobody is up to any secret plans, I'd be fine with.
Anne sort of like steps up next to you as I forgot she is here.
Also, FYI, I forgot that I had to rouse again for chemistry, but I did, and we're good. Thanks.
Okay, good. I just like the idea of you frenzying at this juncture.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen. It's fine. Cool.
Anne kind of like walks up to you, and as you say that, Leon, everybody is like full focus, and then the moment that you stop, they immediately start arguing in like a cluster of just, I should have the spot. No, clearly the, and Anne sort of stands next to you and says, yeah, the higher ups at the Camarilla aren't exactly known for their patience, especially in the light of, you know, potential power grabs. I mean, I could just kill them all if you want.
No. Can we not have a day to mourn the prince and figure out all of our affairs? That is all I ask.
I don't hate her idea, to be honest with you, but
I know, but
Give me, if you would please, either a charisma or manipulate, depending on what you're trying to, whichever one you want to project, and a persuasion.
I'm going for charisma. Like, legitimately, a major seat change. We're British. The one thing I've learned recently, British people like to take a little bit of time to mourn the loss of somebody.
The day British, maybe. The night British. Also,
let's remember where we once came from.
Thanks so much to an anonymous donor who gave out a bunch of subs. Thank you so much.
There's a hype train. Choo-choo.
Oh, man.
Choo-choo.
The British do love their trains.
I have 3 jokes. Anyway, that's
Only
5
3?
out of 7. I'm being
my
nice.
Goodness.
How much was it?
That was 5 out of 7.
All right. Evelyn.
Hi.
I feel
That
like
seemed ominous.
give me a wits and insight, please.
It's an insight.
I feel like you are the
Wits and
most
Insight.
keen to watching people.
4.
Leon, as you say this, a moment
okay.
a moment of recognition sort of fills the crowd, and Sydney sort of like reverse slow claps down into nothing. Yes, honestly, I believe that is a good idea. We may have not seen the prince in the sleeping world for some time now, but that doesn't mean that we didn't have a head to the Camarilla. And his loss will not only politically leave a hole, but a hole in our hearts. So I suggest we all leave as Leon has so bravely suggested, and do not seek power. Not tonight. Come, Baron. And sort of grabs the arm of his friend, and they march away. No one follows.
Yeah.
Hildegard almost deflates. All right. I'll listen to the fancy one for tonight. But, we're gonna have a few long nights coming up, and I don't mean that metaphorically, so let's take a moment, head back to our havens, and really think on this one. I'll not have the Ventrue slink in like they usually do. And starts to leave. Shalone kind of stares at you, Leon, and says, I never did like the Toreadors. And just walks away. And they slowly, but surely, agree with you. You don't really buy it, Evelyn.
Uh-huh.
But it broke the tension for the moment. People are less... You believe that they're less likely to publicly make moves now.
So it's all going to be under the table.
Potentially.
Cool. That's where I belong. So let's send all my people to
But-
make sure they don't do anything shady.
Yeah,
That's what you're telling me.
we see as each of the Primogen leave, a beggar sort of follows after them.
Uh-huh.
And you have, for the moment, calmed the situation. The Palace Theater is now the 3 of yours to handle, as well as Melinda's various masked employees. And we're going... Oh, go ahead.
I was just like, I think she's just like, well, that was something. And that's literally all she's going to do to end that scene. Just kind of turn to Leon and be like, what the fuck?
And we will follow a raven leaving the Palace Theater, flying over the city as the rain picks up once more. And it goes towards Highgate Cemetery, where in the distance we can see a few shadowy kindred breaking off into the city. And the raven swoops down through the trees towards the graves, and we see shocked Imogen, who has just witnessed everything that has happened within here, as Dracula bursts into a cloud of bats and flies off into the night. Jerry standing there with what remains of Valentina on his fists that quickly turns to dust and blows away. And the remaining Giovanni begin to flee into the night as Prophet bounds around the graveyard, barking at their heels. And that is where we find the two of you.
Left without even saying goodbye. Rude.
Emmy, you alright?
That was a lot that just happened right now. I'm gonna try to call after a Giovanni to stay, because you can't just fucking run away like that. That's not okay.
What do you say?
If I can catch any of their eyes, I'm just telling them to stay. I'm just calling after stay, right there.
I can help.
With compel.
I'm gonna yell, "Oi!" and see which one of them turns around.
So none of them are turning. They're all running from their matriarch who just exploded.
Can I catch the nearest one?
Do you have any celerity?
What the hell is the celerity?
All right. In that case, give me.
That means no.
Give me stamina and athletics.
I can't catch anyone's eye. I just need some eye contact. That's all I need.
I mean, if Jerry succeeds this, I'm sure he can get you some eye contact.
Hang on. Sorry, I forgot my dice, actually.
Oh, good.
But yeah, at the moment,
not drunk,
nobody's
but
looking
I'm
back
still-
at what had just happened, unfortunately. But go ahead and actually, while Jerry's doing that, Imogen, give me a charisma and persuasion.
Charisma and persuasion.
Yeah. What'd you
I
get?
got 5 successes.
All right.
How hungry am I these days?
No.
I'm only at a 2. That's not bad.
I want everybody to frenzy tonight, just for funsies.
Really?
Fuck, Kelly.
Wait, last time I did that, it
It was a
sad.
bad time.
The last time
was
I did it, it was bad.
Yeah. Friends
Ate a priest.
Who hasn't?
6 dice. Wait, do I get my friendly specialty here? Wonderful.
Yeah.
What
Just-
about my friendly face?
Aren't those the-
Sanctity. I'm beautiful. I'm just trying to get whatever thing I can.
Sure, yes. I mean, yeah, you're built for this, of course. Yes.
1, 2,
Grade 4.
3. Not great. Hey,
Wow.
I'm gonna use a willpower on this one.
Yeah. Probably a good idea.
Now I got a crit, so that's 4. That's 6.
So the way that I was rolling this was, however good you did, it made it easier for Jerry. Jerry, the Giovanni, a lot of them are basically like shadow forming and moving out of the graveyard. Several of them like burst spirits behind them that like block you. But you find a newer Giovanni who hasn't quite grasped the use of the spirit realm. And as Imogen calls out, this like pale yet somehow fresh-faced, monochromatically dressed man turns to look at Imogen, and you football tackle him into the ground as he is caught off guard for a moment. Imogen, you are able to catch his gaze and compel him to cease. As you lie in the dirt with this Giovanni, Jerry, you hear the whispers sort of fade off as he tries to struggle for a moment, and then the compel goes in and he just stops.
I'm gonna grab him by his collar, brush him off, turn around, and escort him back to Imogen with a firm hand.
He comes. No issue.
Jerry, I don't know what's happening. I just didn't think they should look away.
Well, you want to some?
I don't have any questions. I just thought that maybe we should bring it back to, more question askery
I
people of our group.
I would like to leave now.
No, you're staying with us.
All right.
Sorry. What's your name?
Mattia.
Oh,
Oh.
we lost her.
We're gonna be right back.
Good morrow, fine patron. Are you looking for music for your character, campaign, or Twitch stream? Does music move you like prune juice after a colonic? Well, here at OBP Musical, we write music from any genre, from fully orchestrated pieces like this, to video game auditory herpes like this. We have singers from Les Miserables and Disney for vocals like this.
The heroes of the North, with them we'll sally forth. The warrior knight, the maiden of Ed.
Have a bard that's written lyrics? We can write music for them. So, if you want music that rocks, come to us at OBP Musical and get your rocks off. That sounded weird. Music and songs from any genre, from opera to country, pop to thrash metal. We are jacks of all trades. OBP Musical, music for any occasion. Birthdays, weddings, having a bris. We've got you covered when others don't. Go to obpmusical.com for more info.
Hello, listeners. Oh, I came back just as the drinking and screaming ad was starting.
What's your name?
Mattia.
All right. You're gonna come with us, all right?
All right.
Jerry, should we maybe go back to the theater?
Yeah, seems about right. We should tell someone. The prince is dead.
I go look at the grave. Might be a good idea. Investigate.
As he sort of just sort of like standing there,
Our job.
perplexed, you walk over to the grave, and much like a story you once read about a goblet that is less assuming than all of the goblets around it, this grave is surrounded by like elaborate carved stone of people's family members and just steel wrought iron fences around mausoleums and stuff, and this is just a small patch of dirt with a relatively unassuming looking headstone with a straight line cutting down into the dirt.
Is there a name on the gravestone? What does the gravestone say?
It's kind of like mossed over and decayed. You can try to make it out if you give me a wits and investigation.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
Oh, that's not great though. Can I heighten my eye eye senses?
I think your
Will
eyes
that
are
help?
still yes.
They're still up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Still yes.
Still yes.
That's 2 successes.
All right.
Yeah.
You make out an H.
Oh wait, hold up. The user adds their Auspex rating to all perception rolls.
So that's
Hold up, I get 2 more dice then.
ooh.
3 successes.
Nice.
I request at least 1 more letter.
E. You get HECT as the first name. Born sometime in 17 something.
How fast when but the sword did the big bad thing.
Yeah, you had seen it like absorb something.
I have literally never used this in 2 whole seasons. But I have sensed the beast, so I'm gonna try to like sense the beast in the ground.
Perfect.
Just cause.
Give me
How dead is he?
give me a
Yeah.
resolve and animalism.
Again, not a lot.
But I like this Imogen. Like, hey, I'm an investigator. I got this.
That would be no success. No successes.
Oh boy.
Oh.
That would be 2 4s and 2 5s.
You reach out. Nothing.
Yep. It's just some dirt.
Just like this, you are confidently aware this is the first time you've went to use one of your vampire abilities and just don't feel anything. Just room temperature.
Well, it's not really my usual thing anyway, I guess. But
Oh, Imi, what do you want to do?
nothing. It's nothing. I just wanted to make sure that this is actually the prince and everything, because
It is.
Dracula seems like he might be full of it. Maybe it is. Oh yeah.
Valentina told us it's like it's to make people not go to this one because it doesn't look like a prince would be here.
All right. Well, how about you actually just tell us the whole plan then?
Kill the prince.
All right.
Get the sword to Dracula.
All right.
Said it any means necessary, so I'm assuming whoever had the sword is dead now.
We have to go get Octavia now.
No, I'm gonna grab him. Like I'm gonna pull him back
Right
and
now.
like right in his ear. Like, you best hope not, mate.
Right now. And I'm running.
do.
We're going. Fuck. We're going.
Yeah, and I will drag him along by the scruff of his neck.
Prophet is now just like walking next to you, barking at him, just frightening him still.
We're going, Prophet.
And you hop into one of the carriages that you had grabbed near the Palace Theatre, heading off towards the Chantry that Jerry does know where it is.
Yes, Lordy.
Meanwhile, Octavia, you and Rita have recovered from the attack from the Giovanni, and sort of like locked arms now as she leads you through the campus towards where your main carriage had been parked. Octavia, what? Never mind.
Can't help but think we've made a grave error.
It's not at least ours entirely.
It's a bit entirely my fault.
I wouldn't. It was. My understanding of the investigators is that it's more of a collaboration, no?
That's true, but the Tremere are going to be very upset with us. With me.
I mean, I was.
How much do I know? I don't really know anything other than they took the sword and left. Or when the prince died, was there a big enough, like, earth-shattering thing that I would know?
Specifically, not for you. The
Okay.
Tremere have nearly no blood connection to the prince.
Right.
Everybody else maybe felt like a little bit of a, but you got nothing.
Sorry, a little bit of a what?
A little bit of a.
Okay, so I don't think it's so bad yet.
No, it's probably good.
But
It's
I
probably fine.
will still. It would have been nice to get the credit for returning the blade.
All things considered, maybe not. We do not know the extent of Dracula's powers, and maybe broke through the wards of the chance. No, he's been looking for it for quite a while.
It's entirely my fault that he got it.
Well,
But-
we'll change the narrative, I guess. We'll get back to your office and handle this.
As I was able to touch the blade, it was confirmed that it is a diablerie weapon.
We are aware. Yes.
I can't help but feel that this is... that I'm in a pool of regret right now. I don't know how else to say it.
all things considered, the sword itself does not allow the wielder to consume the soul that it absorbs. It is dispersed or absorbed into the sword, but it is wasted. The soul is not used. So we can find solace in the fact that at least Dracula does not ouse the soul of the prince himself.
That's true. I wasn't aware of that. That is calming. That is good news.
Right. Well, we have made it to the carriage. Allow me. You hear the door open as she sort of like holds onto your hand so you can walk in.
Thank you. I must look like a right mess right now.
I understand that you have never once seen what I look like, but you should be able to smell the constant stains on me. You're nothing compared to me. You're an amateur. And she'll hop up on the driver's section.
Fiend, let's go back to the IOU.
And yeah, fully. I have Sirenscape. I don't have horses.
We have a clip clop.
Yeah, it's got bells though, so it sounds like, well, it is kind of Christmas. Anyways,
I think like while we're in the carriage, I'll just continue the cycle of, did I make the right choice or not? Verbalizing that with Rita.
Yeah, she definitely spends the trip trying to convince you otherwise, if not successfully. I think comedically we see the main carriage sort of leave the university grounds just as the carriage containing Jerry and Imogen arrive.
God damn it.
It's funny.
Now you get to investigate what happened here.
I didn't put any points in investigation.
I have one.
Fuck, we chose the wrong people.
I'll say through a series of montages, we see Jerry and Imogen confirm that Octavia and Rita are not dead, and possibly wherever they have returned to. Evelyn and Leon tend to the mess left at the Palace Theater, and also head back to the IOU. And we see Octavia and Rita in the main carriage arriving at the steps of the IOU office, returning to its now independent halls. We see within it reading a book by the fireplace in the study is Octavia's dad, and the place feels unchanged despite what has happened tonight. And you all are now there together.
Oh, and the little twerp we found.
Yeah, and Mattia.
Mattia. Sorry.
All in the main room, or do we want to find a more suitable place to have this conversation so we are not?
Yes, perhaps we better use my seance room.
Yes.
There's a leaf I can put in the table.
Have you returned?
Since we have a guest.
Octavia,
Yes.
Is that you?
It is me, Father.
Puts back, disappears. Fuck.
I'm sorry, I've been out of popular culture for a while. I'm reading this Dracula. I'm sorry, I haven't heard anyone say it out loud, and I don't know how to pronounce it.
Don't worry about that book. You want to check out Carmilla because it's better. Essentially the same story. It's
kind of like turns around, holding the book open, and lowers his glasses. He says, "Sir, do you imagine that I haven't read Carmilla?"
He's been waiting for a win all week. Let him have this one.
Sir?
When I was a young lad, there was a well-read copy of Carmilla next to my bed.
That's too much information,
All
sir.
right.
Father, we have some urgent business to attend to, but please do stay up. I need to discuss something with you.
Oh, it's fine. I've been here long enough to adopt your strange sleeping schedules.
Isn't it so peaceful at night, though?
I do.
London.
I do miss people, but I have been. It's been a good rest. All right, do your business. I don't ask questions.
Okay, and then we all go like a clown car.
And as you enter the seance room, almost a matted feeling comes over all of you as you know that nobody can hear anything that happens within here.
Well, Valentina took the blade.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about her no more.
What do you mean?
Oi!
Did I see what happened?
I'm
Yes.
gonna throw in the
Okay.
Giovanni that I've been carrying or dragging around. Oi! Tell her what happened.
Mistress Valentina cut the blade, gave it to Dracula, and killed the prince. Sent him to his final death.
Yeah, not about that. I'm telling her what happened. Tell her what happened with Valentina.
Oh,
Go on.
your friend punched her, and she was destroyed.
It was a lot. I saw it all happen.
Oh, you saw
Obliterated
that?
her.
I did see that happen. Yes.
Right. So, yeah, see?
Yes, it was a blow to the
Oh,
Giovanni.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss, I suppose. Despite our own personal feelings of Valentina and Valentina's actions, I assume that the grief process still is going to be a lot for you.
Yes. There hasn't been a death in the Giovanni since after the fair.
Oh.
Seems like you about due then, eh?
Hey,
Jerry, we do
Jerry.
hope to continue working with this family.
They hurt you, according to Miss Evelyn.
No.
They did. That is
Right.
true.
People have to be conscious that there are consequences for their actions.
He killed 5 other people to get to her.
They were in my way.
Oh.
Is Angelo still around?
I don't know.
Would I know? Would I have seen?
Yeah, give me a retconned wits and awareness.
Flashback,
A flashback.
which is borrowing from different systems. That's
Ooh.
fine.
Yeah. Some swords in the night.
I was looking at the time.
Listen, escaping Tessera is over. I got to get my black market versions of things.
5
5
successes.
You saw Angelo there. He was not in the path of Jerry, so it is presumable that he is still alive.
Angelo didn't seem to get in the way, so I
That's
imagine he is unscathed at this moment.
well. I would honestly like to set up a meeting with Angelo at some point. I think we're on relatively good terms. You could see the
We-
ambitions.
We were.
Well,
We'll
I mean,
see if
even
this changes things.
yes. Well, maybe I can do some talking. I've been trying to talk Valentina off the path for a while, and unfortunately wasn't able to.
True.
Wait, what do you mean? This shouldn't change anything.
We are a matriarchy. We
This-
don't have a. Alvina was next, supposed to be in line, but I don't know who is now.
This family is important to this clan.
And now they know not to mess with us.
Yes, but a lot.
A lot has happened today.
Oh yeah, Vlad killed the prince. Oh, he stabbed the grave, and then everyone seemed bothered by it.
Yes. It definitely had an effect in the Palace Theatre.
Oh,
Well, that does mean that he broke our agreement. We specifically said we would return the sword if no one was harmed.
Technically had Valentina do it, so was that a loophole?
Yeah, I would say Valentina returned the sword after hurting you, but Vlad said he didn't ask her to do that.
I think we specifically said he would return the sword if he left the city.
Well,
And
he's
he
gone now,
did.
isn't he?
He's definitely gone. He turned into a bunch of bats and fucked
Yeah.
off.
He didn't even say goodbye. That's a bit rude now, isn't it?
Honestly, I think he was probably saw what you did to Valentina and went, better leave.
No, you're all right. Why can't I do Southern now? And y'all all right?
Yeah.
That was pretty
Yeah.
rude. I'm with Jerry on that one.
Right, and gets it.
You didn't punch him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had no reason to hit him.
Oh, I definitely agree that there was a bit of, well, a lot of manipulation involved in the events of tonight. But he hopefully has got what he wanted and will bother us no further. He has created chaos in our city, and I think that's what he was after.
Yes.
Right, so we're in charge now, is it?
That's no, that's not how that works at all.
Works. Unfortunately.
Yeah, pretty much everyone who feels like they have a little bit of claim to power is going to try to take it by any means necessary, both above the table and underneath it.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem then.
Oh,
I mean, I
not
just punched out a Giovanni's later. Meh. And Evie's year's got a really good sense of the underground. Why don't we run the city? We've been complaining about management anyway.
Never wanted to run the city. Not in the way the prince runs things.
We don't have to be like a prince. He's dead.
I mean, y'all.
I mean, my ideas of leadership are normally more of a co-op based sense, similar to this. Non-hierarchical leadership tends to be my go-to.
Yeah, we can make it work. Anybody who's opposed us, we take care of them.
No, see, that's the I don't
not
want
really.
to do that second part though.
What? Wipe the slate clean. It's easy.
I don't know. I'm kind of with Jerry on this one.
And get sick.
I'm joking.
Don't back down. Say it with your chest.
I gotta support my partner, and my part. Shit. Never mind. Go.
Speaking of your partner,
No,
Leon,
I didn't
perhaps
say
would
that.
you like to
Your partners now.
Send a message.
Congratulations.
Very sweet.
send a message via Mattia to have a meeting with the Giovanni?
Absolutely. In fact, I'll walk you out if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
I'm just really scared now. These two seem like they're gonna kill me.
No. On my
Not
on my
wrong.
word and on my honor, you will be okay.
All right. And Leon, you can leave with him.
I will. Also, I don't know if this is like a good gift or not, but this is Leon's way of like giving someone a grieving gift. My black and white jacket that I got from Angelo, I will offer to him. Some sort of like, I don't know how to do this.
He like takes it and like also like holds it up and says, "Thank you.
Of course.
This means more than you can imagine."
Well, I hope that we can consider this an olive branch and we can hopefully move forward to a new era, at least between us and the rest of the Giovannis.
I have no say over that, but I hope that as well.
Yes, I would long for no unnecessary violence.
Agreed. And sort of like nods at you and then just starts leaving the IOU. Bye. I didn't catch his name.
Leon Cavallo.
No, that's sorry, that's Octavia's dad.
No, it's fine.
He's just seeing. He's not seeing all of this happen. He's just hearing people move outside of the study.
Yes, just a passing friend of ours got a little lost in the night. Just, I hope you're resting. I'm going to now distract Octavia's dad for a little bit, for a second. Why not? Yeah.
Unpacking the seance room.
Feel like we are at such a disadvantage.
Boy, we've got your people. We've got Evie's little army. I can talk to Brutus.
We do not have the Tremere. I've done something. I don't even know if they'll forgive me for this.
Do they know it was you?
They'll probably find out.
I can help with that. I can say it was me. I was the only one that knew that the sword was there.
No, we're not going with that plan. There's, I need to face the consequences of my actions, but this is my first mistake. They're doing a trial with Ephraim. Perhaps I can do the same. The person who was interested in capturing the Doulahan for research.
The now missing Doulahan.
What?
I am aware.
Charming.
It is officially the Tremere understand that the Doulahan is a wily creature and has disappeared into the night.
Wait, I thought we... Never mind.
Octavia, you have the patience of a saint to continue to work here.
Perhaps that is a bargaining chip we can use, though, with the Tremere.
They have been looking for it.
Cracked it before?
No, since you got it.
They have long trials there. He's been at it for a minute then.
Yes, the Tremere take their time and are very thorough.
Right.
We also care for each other and don't want to make any hasty assumptions about anybody's actions.
Right.
I could use a bit of that. I think we all could.
If we give him the doula hickey, I can get through it, damn it. If we get... Screw it. Then, on Octavia's part, say she found it or something, would that give her like a pass then with your people?
Potentially.
I mean, we're not using it, are we? Are we using it?
Not
No,
really.
It was
Just don't
to
want
keep
to
it
fall
safe.
Yeah.
I have told
Yeah, make sure Ephraim don't get it and...
Well, I mean,
Where?
Octavia, I'm sorry, I'm just breaking so many Tremere secrets, but Ephraim is more than likely going to be seen as innocent and rejoining the Tremere. So if he did, then he would be free to research the Doulahan as he wish.
What? How is he innocent?
Seeking greater knowledge of the universe.
It's kind of the only thing we do.
Yeah, but you don't do it at the cost of people.
I am not allowed to speak more.
Regardless, it would be a way to soften this blow. Particularly now that the prince is dead, which the Tremere aren't close with the Camarilla, but they do prefer to work with them rather than with nothing. This is a mess. Evelyn, did you manage to speak with the Primogens?
Leon and I had some words. I did have them followed by a few of my associates after they left for this evening. Leon was talented enough to convince them to not immediately try to take the seat tonight. But I do believe there will be deals being made. Just not out in the open.
Who tried to step up right away?
Oh, the Ventru, of course.
Who are they?
The clan who previously held the seat of the prince. The prince was a Ventru.
Oh, right. Okay.
What would be best for everyone?
I don't bloody know, to be honest with you. I think they all have their own goals in mind and not the city's.
The way
They're
that
all
everything...
just-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say they're all just looking for power. Doesn't matter what others need.
And the way this is going, we might as well get in on the ground. Someone's going to get the seat, and they either will have done so with some assistance from us, or not.
I wonder if Melinda would want. Curious. I'll have to talk to her.
Melinda Moore?
I don't know where she stands with any of this.
I mean, if we just team up with the werewolves, we could pretty much handle anybody, is what I'm saying.
I don't think we need to murder anyone, Jerry.
Not
Is that
saying
what you're trying
murder.
to say?
No, of course not. Murder's careless and rude. I was saying we make a statement of basically leaving us to our own without anybody trying to... Well, what am I trying to say? Let bygones be bygones. If you've got a neighborhood, take care of it for yourself. Stop trying to impose your wrath on the rest of the city.
Y'all, I know that I'm mostly just agreeing with Jerry tonight, but that's not a terrible idea. The y'all basically work in districts already. The IOU is the purveying force in the city of London proper. And then all the adjoining districts are, the Ventru have theirs. If y'all could convince them to just sort of stay in their lane, maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea. Also, Melinda Moore hasn't been in the city for nearly a month. She went off to Cambridge.
Do I know if that's where her wife is?
Yeah.
Okay. Understood. I wonder if she must know what's going on. She's always in the know.
Yeah,
Perhaps I'll send her a letter.
she left behind her crew. Those creepy masked fellas.
How is the prince usually selected, or how does it usually happen?
Kind of like gestures towards you, Evelyn.
You kind of just make it happen, I think. Whatever the cost, sometimes. And then nobody will want to best you.
Or plan?
Vampire politics are not always as clean cut. I mean, not politics in general aren't clean cut. What am I talking about?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be your kid or your kid's kid or whatever becoming king. Or, yeah. I mean, if you can punch someone to death and claim that you're prince and then just keep punching people who says you're not, then eventually they'll stop fighting you and say that you are prince, so...
Don't give Jerry any ideas.
I mean, you saw that man control an entire city of kind, so that was pretty... While he was asleep.
Yes, a show of power will do a lot of convincing.
I would like to be open to the idea of our districts, and I know that Leon was very interested in this idea as well when we were discussing things last evening. Perhaps we should get them back in here. And I'll rise from the table and open the door and just call, Leon?
Starwipe, I'm in the room again.
You scared me.
My apologies. So, what were we discussing?
Well, I'll let Jerry explain his idea.
Right, so my idea is really simple. It's like everyone stays in their own little neighborhood, and stop trying to, like, rule other people. No one needs a whole freaking city to themselves. So, right, if you divvy it up by neighborhood, everybody's got a little piece, and then there'll be peace in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
right?
Mostly community leadership based out of each community. I'm on board with that. The real
Right.
question is, will everybody else be? And can we do that without having to use you as a threat or cudgel?
Right, yeah, you cut me off before I had my idea, so.
What was your idea, Jerry?
No, that was my idea. Anybody didn't agree, could leave or fight me. Or Anne.
You also left out the werewolves. That was also a part of this, was it not?
Right, but then they'd be in their own little district. I got a good relationship with him. Well, I might be. I got a relationship with him.
Y'all have a relationship with the Geru? Weird.
Yeah, Brutus, my mate. I think he's about to be alpha. Figured that'd be important to somebody.
Rita looks stunned. Like, what you're saying is just doesn't make any sense to her. All right. Well, I mean, I'm down for whatever y'all are down for, and this seems like the most solid plan. I would knowing that I'm fine not being violent. I do know where all of the Primogen currently reside and can go communicate this to them if you wish.
Can I go with Anne? I promise to be on my best
She
behavior.
looks to all of you. Do you want Jerry to come with me?
I was thinking...
Do you all want to just
Leon?
come with me?
I would like to come with as well. It would actually give us, I think, the ability to maybe have a more formal meeting again about all of this tomorrow, just because I know a simple, hey, this is our idea is not going to fly with anyone there, considering the conversation we had today.
All right. We'll go Carolyn tomorrow night.
Right, it gives you two time to talk about your partnership and all that. I'll leave you alone for that.
Speaking of that, I'm very hungry. I'm going to go eat.
Before you leave, Evelyn,
Yes.
how about I tell you each of their addresses so that you can send one of your little birds to spy on them.
I like you.
Ow.
I'm glad that I don't.
Finally.
You've grown on me. Let's just say that. You have gained my trust. For now. Keep it up.
All right, I'll follow you. And you got paper?
Somewhere. Hold on.
You guys
I
had
find paper.
and as everybody splits off to begin enacting this plan, we are going to split off to our break.
Wow.
So we'll be back in a bit. See y'all.
See you soon.
Bye.
Good morrow, fine patron. Are you looking for music for your character, campaign, or Twitch stream? Does music move you like prune juice after a colonic? Well, here at OBP Musical, we write music from any genre, from fully orchestrated pieces like this to video game auditory herpes like this. We have singers from Les Miserables and Disney for vocals like this.
The heroes of the North, with them we'll sally forth. The warrior knight, the maiden of Ed.
Have a bard that's written lyrics? We can write music for them. So, if you want music that rocks, come to us at OBP Musical and get your rocks off. That sounded weird. Music and songs from any genre, from opera to country, pop to thrash metal. We are jacks of all trades. OBP Musical, music for any occasion. Birthdays, weddings, having a bris. We've got you covered when others don't. Go to obpmusical.com for more info.
Hello, listeners.
I'm Shar.
And I'm Kelly.
And together we host Drinking and Screaming,
A queer and feminist podcast about horror movies and cocktails.
We're an approachable show for horror fans and scaredy cats alike, with each episode featuring a unique and in-depth discussion on a different horror film.
From classics like Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
Spoilers, he's an awful human being.
And The Exorcist.
That famous puke was made with pea soup.
To modern films like Hereditary.
Where we spoke with Charlie herself, actress Millie Shapiro.
And host.
We interviewed the full cast.
You'll be sure to have a great time and maybe learn something new.
And we're a film podcast that isn't just a bunch of bearded white men. Who knew?
Drinking and Screaming has 4 full seasons out now wherever podcasts are found.
And remember, always scream responsibly.
I've been working on my Steve cosplay, and I found the perfect piece to finish it off at the costume shop. They have wigs, costumes, contacts, and they even have a cosplay section on their website for people just like me. Head on over to thecostumeshop.com/REF tabletop titties to get started. That's TheCostumeShop.com, spelled ye old way. Make sure to use the code tabletop titties with double D's to get yourself $10 off at checkout. Maybe I should make a Imogen White cosplay next.
We're back. Hello.
Hi.
So, a few things are going to happen the following night, and we're going to not linger on them too long, because the bridge between what has happened with the prince and what will eventually happen with the IOU, it's gonna be chaotic. So,
Great.
starting with Octavia, what is your plan for the Tremere?
So, I think I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna play the honesty card. And I'm gonna go alone, not with Rita, not with anybody. And my plan would be to present my error of judgment, and I don't want to offer anything. I'll see how it goes from there.
So we see you then in the Chantry's trial room is not meant to be intimidating. It's very much a conversation room to understand what has transpired and what is going on. So you find yourself in this like relatively comfortable room of the Chantry, with the collective voice of this this particular Chantry. There are heads and there are magistrates here, and it's more just to listen to what has happened and in your case, and you are requested to speak your mind.
Firstly, I would just like to say thank you for making the time to have this conversation with me. As I'm sure you're well aware at this point, the prince is dead. Dracula was able to obtain his blade and stabbed him in the graveyard. The Primogens are in shambles right now, trying to claim power, and I myself must claim some responsibility for these events. I can't say why I did what I did, other than I made an error.
Your judgment aside, we are concerned as to how you learned of the blade. You are apprentice yourself and have not been assigned to dispel it.
That is correct. I made the decision to enter the Chantry during the first investigation with Dracula to just prove that we didn't have it here. I wasn't aware it was here. I didn't know the workings that were going on. But when I was inside, I did find the blade and originally made the decision to keep it here. Unfortunately, the following evenings, as things played out, it became very clear that Dracula was not going to leave without the blade, and I figured it would be better for all of us if the Tremere came out ahead and were the ones to offer it up.
Why did you not simply consult us, Octavia?
You were in your trials with Ephraim. It didn't feel appropriate, and honestly, I felt like you might have said no.
Well, if we did
I'd
say
say-
no, we might have offered an option. Regardless of how you acquired the knowledge of the blade, the fact that you acted so drastically implies that you are not aware of its risks, and we do find ourselves at fault for that. The fact that the blade has made its way to London, and we have not informed our chantry of its intent. That notwithstanding, you made this decision alone, did you?
I did speak with my coterie, but it was I that acted alone.
And you say that you discovered it by yourself.
I did. It didn't take much time. Honestly, I was shocked that it wasn't further warded.
Well, we trust those who enter the chantry, so we didn't feel a need to protect it against our own. Clearly, that was an oversight.
I misplaced your trust, and I'm deeply sorry.
You are aware that we were considering your advancement to Magister, correct?
Yes.
So you were talking to Rita then?
She mentioned it upon passing.
Was she the one that told you of the blade?
No, I wasn't aware of the blade. Not the prince, the second in command, whose name I can't remember, who's dead now.
The Seneschal.
The Seneschal. The Seneschal stated that it wasn't in the chantry, that the Giovannis had looked themselves and weren't able to find it. And I was surprised that I hadn't even been asked as an investigator and as a member of the Tremere, which is why I entered and was shocked to actually find the blade. I didn't believe it was here, hidden.
Yes, we told Evelyn that it wasn't here. That was information that the Camarilla were not in the need to know. We did not foresee that Dracula would find it here. Last he was aware, it was in Rome.
I'm not sure who tipped him off, but he did seem desperately aware that it was in our chantry.
It does show a breach. I would like to go back a little bit, if you will. Your involvement with Ephraim, that was at the behest of Rita as well, correct?
Yes. Rita had asked us to help return a missing artifact. The idea, I wasn't aware of Ephraim's involvement until we were deep in the thick of it, and I believe it was a large miscommunication on all sides.
Yes, I agree. Rita was trusted by Ephraim to acquire help, should he not arrive back in the city in a timely manner, and it proved that he didn't. I understand why he went to you, as you and your coterie are known for their investigations. I'm just concerned at the way that it was handled. Ephraim claims that he attempted to communicate with your Salubri, and she seemed off-put by the entire ordeal, and upon their returning was assaulted by your Nosferatu and attacked by your entire coterie until he was put into torpor.
Is that a question?
I would like a clarification if these events are correct. Understand that this is not his trial, so This is more curiosity.
At that point in time, we had separated as a group. I wasn't fully aware of the goings-on with Ephraim and Imogen, but when we arrived, Imogen was quite concerned, deeply afraid. As would be understanding, I reacted as any coterie member would and defended her.
Understandable. Well, this hasn't been decided yet, but we are planning on instating Ephraim within our chantry. His search for knowledge is commendable, and regardless of how he ended up in the city, we are here for him. We've been looking for the Doulahan, but unfortunately it has gone missing, as you most likely know.
I do, and I have news about this as well. It was Rita who convinced me to share this with you. I wasn't going to, but obviously I have been having errors in judgment here, so I rely on her expertise. The Doulahan has been located, and I've moved it just for safekeeping for now until the chantry may be able to grab it, to attain it. It is currently in my business place's basement.
You found it?
I did.
What was the timeline on this?
Unfortunately, I am not at liberty to say, but we do have it. It has been contained in gold dust, and we are happy to have it safely back in the Chantry's domain. Of course, if you believe there is a leak, perhaps it is lucky that we've kept it where it's been located. We are happy to leave it there if that is what you prefer. I leave it in your capable hands.
I am sorry, but I'm simply disappointed. It's... Your behavior recently has been shocking, to say the least. Vanessa has spoke very highly of you, and in her absence we have enjoyed your presence. As you know, she has not been back here in some time. And we'd hoped that you would fill... Well, we had hoped that you would fill her place.
This is something that I am deeply wishing for. I understand that my actions have caused a rift, a distrust between us, and I hope to make every amends I can.
Yes, but you are not your sire. Vanessa was an asset to this chantry, and we miss her, to say the least, and we are left with... It is harsh. We are constantly gifted by your presence, Octavia. You understand, however, that your recent behavior makes it difficult to trust you. What amends would you be willing to make? Beyond the return of Ephraim's rightful claim of the Doulahan.
I wouldn't say rightful, but that's besides the point. I would say that I am quite gifted in creating occult objects, artifacts, and new blood rituals. I am happy to continue my research, as I always have been doing, and be more forthcoming with my findings. Perhaps I can work more closely with Ephraim, since he is so ambitious. I do believe there are a right and a wrong way to conduct research, and I do feel that he may be able to take a page out of my book, and perhaps I a page of his.
You're correct. He was a bit hasty, I will admit that. his obsession with your familiar led him down this path originally. But he outranks you. And we would never ask you to allow him to research your companion, but your knowledge of its nature might allow you to assist him in researching the Dullahan itself. They do share a similar quality.
I am not opposed to this. I am also not opposed. Is Prophet with me right now?
Yeah.
To learning more about the bond I have with this beast. I just believe that it should be done in the correct way. Measures must be taken. This is part of me. I would never want any harm to come to my dear Prophet.
Well,
But I do agree there are things to learn.
I didn't exactly think that a fucking banshee would be showing up. Silence, Ephraim.
And we got you out of that pickle.
Well, I'm alive now. If you would agree to be his research assistant and return the Dullahan, we can work together to plan what to do in the event, in the wake of the events that have happened.
I agree that we can work together as partners.
And you have to understand, Octavia, that the offer to become Magister will be withdrawn until such a time that we can trust you again.
I understand what I have broken, and I make all intentions of repairing it.
I see what you are doing for Rita as well. Your willingness to defend her is admirable. We do not believe that you found the sword alone, but we also do not believe that Rita intended any harm to befall the prince or any other member of the Camarilla. We find ourselves in a unique situation at the moment, unaware of what the politics above us are. Rita as well will be put on high watch.
I can say, in complete honesty, I'm willing to go under a blood ritual for it, that Rita was not involved in my finding of the sword.
But her friendship with you put us all in danger. You will both continue to find safety in the Tremere. And in the absence of the Camarilla, we need all the help we can get. Your punishment will be knowledge. The ability to work with Ephraim and learn as much as you can about the Dullahan and your familiar as well. We do not punish through removal of your abilities or your access to the Tremere. We punish through knowledge and through advancement of your discipline and understanding.
I look forward to it.
We must all band together in these trying times, and whatever chaos may happen, we cannot turn our nose to our fellow Tremere.
I will say, is there anything you would like to impart on the Primogens in this hour of uncertainty? I do believe that there are caucuses to be held the following evening.
Our official stance is withdrawn. Whatever politics happen in the city are no concern to us. We will simply answer to whoever we feel is more fit to access to the Tremere.
I will relay that information.
Excellent. Give Rita our best. We do not plan that she will be back anytime soon. She seems fearful of us, but tell her that we mean our best.
If I come across her, I will.
Excellent. Octavia. And you hear creaking of chairs as everybody gets up and begins to leave.
And the prophet leads me out of the building at a quick pace.
Meanwhile, on the streets of London, we see Anne leading Jerry and Leon to the various estates of Primogen. Is there anyone that you would like to particularly meet first?
I think the Venture and the Bruja feel like 1 and 2 to me.
Yeah, they're all the same to me.
Ventry were the first person to stand up and be like, yo.
Exactly.
taking the speed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the worst idea. So, Shalon, she's, they got, they're up in Mayfair, Maybone, whatever. It's kind of like one of the hoity-toity areas. So, I mean, we're meeting with her. She's, I don't know. I think Jerry will be able to talk her down if she tries to make a scene or anything.
Yes, she didn't seem to be my biggest fan, so.
Now.
Oh, I could be charming.
You absolutely can. You have a charisma all your own.
I like to imagine also that y'all are just riding some horses. No need to take a carriage.
Is there a horse big that can carry me?
You got Clyde. Like Fiend is a Clydesdale with 4 other Clydesdales. So.
I was just gonna post the horse from Breath of the Wild, the really big one.
Yeah, the one that kind of looks like Ganon.
Exactly.
I am awkward riding a horse because I'm not used to riding a horse. I'm used to just walking everywhere, so I'll just be like,
just kind of imbalanced a little bit. Anne looks like she probably rode a horse before she learned how to walk. And you arrive in the pristine district of the Ventrue Primogen. And Anne will lead you to her estate, where you can see the lights in this building are on, and you can see movement happening from within. You can also see a few ravens perched strategically around the building, as well as unassuming beggars sitting out in the cold, unaffected by it. And as you approach, Anne hops off and ties up the horse and leads you towards the door. After a few knocks, Shalone approaches, still in her, best clothes and appearance. And as she looks out, she says, Leon, Jerry, Anne, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I take off my hat and say, a lovely young miss like you shouldn't be answering your own door at this time of night, ma'am.
Looks to Leon, is he always like this?
Yes. But we came mostly to sort of further our discussions that were had earlier today, with a simple proposition and a potential meeting tomorrow. The simple proposal is that we all maintain an eye on our own communities to make sure that things are okay. If things ever reach a sort of point where we are starting to intermingle with communities and cause issues, when crossing those lines, we can start figuring that out and having healthy adult discussions. But for now, I'd say if we just keep an eye on those closest to us and make sure everyone stays out of trouble, we should be able to get all of this figured out. And I know Ventrue are generally considered birthright to the throne, and I understand that, but if we don't want an all-out war between every community and every neighborhood, it might be for the best for us to try to find some sort of new solution for things to move forward. especially because there is the threat of what if Dracula decides to come back, and if we don't have our shit together, we can die again.
Right, and yet having a throne seems like a right headache, really.
Well, you've
If everyone takes care of themselves.
clearly
Less
never
worry
sat
for
on
you.
one. They're quite comfortable.
I
I've
have.
sat on plenty of thrones, mate.
Give me a charisma and persuasion, Leon.
Beautiful.
Add 2
Beautiful.
dice just because that was some good RP.
Beautiful. That's so many dice.
So many.
Okay. Come on, Cavallo, talk like your life depends on it.
Come on. Don't tell a story, dice. Just do exactly what Dare wants.
Pitch for the angels. Yeah, let me see. That's what, 10 dice, 9 dice, something like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to use a willpower to reroll. How many of these?
Up to 4 non-hunger dice.
Beautiful. Okay. Haha. Beautiful. Yes,
Love the
and
sound of that.
yes. Okay, so I got a crit. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
Nice. You see her standing there, and the Ventrue, as you said, are the birthright to the crown, and she presents herself very much as a confident, wants to lead person. And as you speak, her demeanor barely changes, but you notice almost like a points of recognition that what you're presenting isn't the worst idea. All things considered, our district isn't the worst one to hold dominion over. And where exactly would each of you stake your claim?
Quite personally, I don't have much interest in leading myself. I consider maybe some sort of artist co-op with the Toreador at most. I look over at Jerry to give him a chance as well.
But I just saw myself as kind of like an ambassador for Hyde Park, really.
The wolves?
Yes, ma'am. The wolves.
Are the gangrels so similar that you would side with the Garou?
I got a couple mates over there. They ain't so bad.
Fascinating. Well, as you know, Hyde Park borders my district, so if you don't get yourself mauled, I look forward to a beautiful partnership.
Really?
Well, if you can keep them in line, then it would be nice to not have the occasional stray coming into our district, biting my fellow Ventrue's heads off.
I might see what I can do.
And what of you, the Camarilla Muscle? And she looks back at Anne.
Sorry, I saw Dare's face.
I folded the second I heard the phrase Camarilla Muscle. I was like, that is a good nickname.
The Camarilla Muscles from Brussels. I mean, honestly, I've just been sort of helping this lot get the lay of the post-Camarilla land. I've got a few friends in the Docklands and wouldn't mind taking a stab at that. Sort of just looks around, like, that's it. That's all she's saying, and just sort of looks between all of you.
See? Nowhere near your stuff.
Yeah. No one here is really burdened by ambition in such a way, and honestly, seeing everything that happened with Valentina, I don't think the three of us would be in the mood for anything like that anytime soon.
Yeah.
heard about that, correct?
I have been made aware. And she kind of looks off in the distance past each of you. And what of the Nos?
What other?
Your friend seems to be pervasive.
What do you mean?
She kind of like points off in the distance, and you see standing up on a lamp post, holding a rolled note in its beak, is a very large raven.
Too right, yeah. Miss Avie likes keeping tabs on the pulse of the city, as it were.
And I understand the implication of a conflict of interest, but I can assure you that my goals and hers don't necessarily align in those sorts of ways, and that's also why I would like every Primogem to be aware of this arrangement, so that there is a set of balances to keep all of us in place without overreaching in any way, shape, or form.
Jerry, would you do me a favor and perhaps call the raven over? Animals aren't too keen on me. I'm curious what the note says.
Sure.
No. I killed Rachel again.
Oh no!
Then bring me the bird, Rachel said.
No. All right, we'll be right back again.
Hey, Burb!
Good morrow, fine patron. Are you looking for music for your character, campaign, or Twitch stream? Does music move you like prune juice after a colonic? Well, here at OBP Musical, we write music from any genre, from fully orchestrated...
Let's go.
Okay,
Holy
we're
shit.
back. I said the magic words, and the burb disappeared. Did you call the raven over, Jerry?
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the bird because I've never called a raven before and like do a head nod and be like, "Oi."
You'll see, I'm sure at this point, this raven in particular has a bit of a, like, glaze in the eye. Letting you know that there's someone else in there right now.
Do you land on Jerry's arm? The raven sort of flutters over and like lands on you, Jerry, and it's like heavy. You're strong, but it's a pretty heavy bird. And drops the note into your hand.
There you go.
And she unfurls it. And what does it say, Evelyn?
Well, it will read as it's a very formal letter at this point, I believe. It is very to the esteemed insert Primogen of insert clan here. The previous evening was truly eventful, to say the least, and I won't be the first to say that we are in for an interesting transition in power. Regardless, allow me to remind you the seat that I sit on within the Camarilla and why I assume you will not interfere with such. Long have you and many mocked my clan and wished we were gone from the city, but we are always here and always listening. The eyes and ears of London are mine to hold, and even though I do not fit your mold, I do fit my own, far from your vision and within mine. I hold many of your secrets, and many more are already on their way back to me. And all of this knowledge, I could make a generous partnership with whomever is in charge. I look forward to whomever takes the seat, and getting to know them a little bit better. Regards, E.
Shalone doesn't read the note out loud, and
Sure, of
after
course.
finishing it, rolls it back up and puts it in her front pocket. Well, it seems that the Nos are set. For the time being, I suppose that this makes things easier. As long as nobody encroaches on Mayfair. We have no plans to encroach on others. But if any of the Primogen decide that they want to take the throne, do let me know. so that I
Oi.
can continue to fight for it.
I believe you won't have to worry about that, man.
I'm hoping you won't.
Well, once you have let everybody know, perhaps give them more than a night for the next Elysium. The last two have been quite draining.
Yes. Oh, that's the plan. Thank you for, honestly being so willing to hear us out. It means the world.
Well, you are quite persuasive, Leon.
Thank you.
You feel your hand like get squeezed a bit as Shalone sort of like gives you some eyes. And she returns to her estate and closes the door. Y'all, I don't like her.
Can we not talk about people the second the door closes, love?
I don't give a shit.
It's alright, and I don't like her either.
All right.
But she heard us out, so let's go.
And you head off to the other Primogen to spread the word of splitting the districts into different leaderships. You get varying responses. Surprisingly, the Brujah Primogen takes it the best, just sort of doesn't want to be involved in the politics of it. And as long as they get to control South Bank, I don't give a shit.
Who's in charge of the Toreador?
You now, I guess.
Starwhite.
Oh crap, who's in charge of the gang girls?
Starwhite.
You now, I guess.
Listen, that seems like a problem for season 2, Kelly. Season 3. Sorry, we are
season 2. Yeah.
Oh God! Oh no, it's me. Season 3, Kelly. Take care. Oh, okay, good. Okay, oof, not me. All right.
So good.
We're gonna return to the IOU. Octavia's dad is falling asleep reading that book.
Dad energy.
That book's boring as fuck, y'all. I tried to read it, could not get through it. Dude just fell asleep in the study next to the fire. Imogen and Evelyn, you have the office to yourself as everybody is attending to the dramatic politics going on in the city at the moment.
Yes. In and out of warging into my ravens to pass letters. I kind of can tell when I kind of wait until I hear where they're going next. I'm like, okay, I have a couple. I have this many. This is how long it's gonna take them to get there. I could leave them be.
Man,
and then I'll go back in and be like, hold the thought.
In like 100 years, Evelyn's gonna be great at RTS games.
Yeah, so good. I think
Google's
it's
RTS
pretty.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Anyway.
I think in this moment we are. I think Evelyn's kind of minding her own business, trying to keep an eye on what Imogen's doing. What's Imogen up to right now?
Cleaning, probably.
Cleaning,
when in doubt. Cleaning.
fair, I suppose. Like, I say, didn't you clean that earlier this evening?
Well, I just thought maybe it could use more cleaning.
Nobody's touched it since you cleaned it, darling.
Well, I know. I don't really know what else to do. If I'm being honest right now, I'm not really. There's a lot going on, and it's not really my thing.
Fair enough.
If you know what I mean.
There is a lot. And if this takes your mind off of it, why not, right? I will say, I haven't had a chance to. Everything's been so like this that I haven't really had a chance to check in with you, Imogen. I feel like we haven't talked since the ship, and I know how that made you feel. So, how have you been?
It's been a bit of a busy time. The ship wasn't that great.
No, it was not.
That thing happened that, well, you know. It's been, really busy. But also not at the same time, if that makes sense.
I can understand that. When it's not busy, what have you been doing to pass the time other than cleaning?
Well, I've been actually doing some research on, I don't know if you've heard of it, a Golconda, in my aunt's journal.
I'm assuming I have.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
For a Nos definitely would. Most people in the Camarilla don't, but you definitely would.
I do know of this, yes.
What do you know about it then? Sorry.
What do I know about it? Kelly
Not a lot. I think you would know, because Salubri are also pretty rare, and the Camarilla is more or less against Golconda, so you would know that it's like an end goal for the Salubri, but not exactly know what it pertains to.
Well, I know, honestly, probably less than you would like. I know it is somewhat of a goal of your clan to find Golconda, and that the Camarilla do frown upon it, so it can't be all bad, right?
I think that I've been using, some of the things that I can do as a vampire to, like, not do some very great things.
I think we've all used our powers for some not very great things.
I think I want to try to find Golconda. I don't really think it's in this office.
I've been in every crevice of this office, really. I have to hide in a lot of corners, and I can
don't
tell
even-
you it is not in this office. Yes. Yes.
I don't
would-
even
would
really
agree.
know what exactly it is that I'd be looking for, but and there's a lot going on right now, so I don't know if I'll I think I should she like cleans harder. I don't know how one cleans harder, but she cleans harder.
And I'm not going to judge you for what you wish and what your goals are. We all have goals. And I think you're truly capable of achieving these. A few months ago,
Great.
maybe I would have been concerned, but you've grown into a fully, very capable young vampire, and I think you can do anything you set your mind out to.
Oh, well. I should give her a big hug, even though I know she's gonna hate it. Big hug.
I don't hate it. I don't know why you think I hate hugs. I just assume everyone else hates hugging me.
I hold my breath also.
Yeah. And as you do, it's like it's
But
kind.
also, you don't breathe, so what the fuck?
It's also like kind of like hugging like a raw chicken. Like the bones make like clicking a little bit as you hug her.
Unfortunate. Yes, the ribs do that.
Ew. I think she'll step away from that fucking nasty ass hug. Ruined it. It's gross now. Do you think maybe You wouldn't be upset if I went looking, would you?
Me upset with you? No, of course not. I've noticed for some time that you have been growing a bit distant from our excursions in the city. And if this is what is going to make you happy, Imogen, then I suggest you seek it out. We have a long life to live, and to have it unfulfilling. Trust me, you do not want that.
Right?
I do suggest talking to the others before you make your final decision, as I'm sure they would be heartbroken to find you gone in the evening without a word. But
Oh, I'd never do that at all. That'd be awful. Just leaving with no notice or anything. Oh. I'm
But-
going for another crunchy hug.
now you're just humoring me. You really don't have to do this. Truly, that joint just does that. You do not have to keep pressing it.
I'd like move my arms to avoid to try to find a way
You do not
for
have
this
to adjust
not.
it back into a normal place. That's just how it works. I don't feel any of this.
And
I would also say, I'm sure everyone else would agree, and I'm sure whenever this conversation comes up as a group, this will be reiterated. Whenever you feel like you need a place to lay your head in London, we will never remove your room from this place if you do decide to leave. You will always be welcome here.
You won't change my regular human bed into a coffin.
I'm sure Leon would never put me in charge of redecoration anywhere. I will say, even though I sleep in a coffin, I did have fine taste in my day, but I'm sure it's outdated.
Can I roll a wits and awareness on that?
she's been wearing the same outfit
Listen!
for 100
Well
years.
off.
For 100 years, she's been wearing the same clothes.
Listen, your girl was well off. She had a lot of stuff, but
just
now it's been a while.
100 years ago, hot shit was different. You gotta
Yeah.
move on. Keep with the times. Why haven't you asked me about it?
Season 3, redesign of Evelyn.
Seriously.
Evelyn
Even
makeover
Jer-
episode.
Oh,
Even Jerry got a makeover. Like, come on.
listen.
I mean, with that hair,
Blood.
it's hard to accessorize.
It's really difficult.
Yeah, and if you cut it, it grows back the next night. As you embrace in this awkward, crunchy hug, you hear a sound coming from the door. A ding 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 ding. As the door is opened, and you see standing in the threshold a thin, sullen man, no hair, just scraggly, holding 2 parcels. And he looks up at you and says, "Hi, I'm another Jonathan Hawker. I've been sent to deliver this for a Miss Imogen White, and this one is for a Mr. Jerry. I'm gonna die, aren't I?" And as he says that, he collapses to the ground, dead. And you hear
Yeah, they need to
Octavia's
stop
dad
doing that.
stirring from the study as he snores a little bit.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's where we're gonna end it for tonight.
You just see the fan away is like Evelyn being like, oh, fuck, and then just pulling the body into the other room.
The real Irish goodbye is that man dying on our doorstep.
Jesus Christ.
Gotta figure out a different way to communicate with Dracula than men dying
He's
on our
really
doorstep.
not thinking this through. He clearly does not care.
Yeah.
Wait, did he give me a present?
You'll have to wait and see.
It's gonna be a sexy present.
A present from
Big.
Big D.
No.
It's just a note that says "you up."
Kill the man just to send me that.
But it says like hither.
painting.
It's like hither doth thou up. Doth thou awake.
Oh boy. Hey everybody, thank you for being here for this, because this was good. This was very good. I enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you should show your support. And the best way to do so is by heading on over to patreon.com/tabletop tiddies. When you become a patron, you get access to a whole bunch of stuff. Like you get behind the scenes things, you get polls that affect the game, you get bonus episodes and other stuff. There's a whole bunch. You should go and check it out and see what you can get your little eyeballs on, because you can look at a bunch.
We're going to have a Q&A episode, and Patreon questions get priority. So you want to get your question answered, you got to be a patron.
You gotta do it. You should get in there. You still have time. Go now. Also, you can also get this shirt that I'm wearing, and a bunch of other things. You know where you can get those? I'll tell you. Also, the sticker, is that a pin? Is that a sticker? I can't tell because it's a Zoom call.
Oh, it's a button.
It's a button. There you go.
I got a button.
And look, there's Revelia. There's lots of clothes and things with our things on them. And I will tell you where you can get them. It is at tabletoptiddies.threadless.com. You should go there and buy things. Because also, I don't know if you're aware, but the holidays are here. And you can get lots of gifts for your fams and your friends. Get it all done now, because oh boy, it's going to be stressful if you leave that to the last minute. Yeah, definitely go check it out. Last but not least, make sure to follow us on social media at Tabletop Tiddies. And if you tweet using the hashtag TTTiddies, you can get an NPC named after you. I'd say probably there's like a little percentage of a chance that you could get in within the last episode of this show, because there is one episode left. Tweet us.
You meet a lot of people suddenly.
Yeah. We'll log them for next season, I'm sure. It's fine. We need a backlog.
Would you hate me if I just rated someone playing God of War Ragnarok? I can't find anyone playing.
Do it. Also, you should definitely go and check out all of this info on our website at www.tabletoptiddies.com. And remember, when we say titties, it is with double D's. We're probably going to raid somebody playing God of War Ragnarok because it's late.
Yeah, we'll see. Dork Tales ending early and raiding us. Shame on you.
But
Thank
also,
you.
thanks.
Thank you.
All right, bye. See you next week.
Bye.